They told me I was lucky the night my father sent me away. I did not feel lucky. My name is Achieng. I was born in a small village near Kisumu. Our house was made of mud and grass. When it rained, we moved our mats around to avoid the drops from the roof. Sometimes we laughed about it. Sometimes we did not. My father, Kofi Otieno, had 3 wives and many children. I stopped counting after a while. Food was never enough. Space was never enough. Love was shared like tin soup. But I had one thing that felt like it belonged only to me. Books. Old, torn books that someone had thrown away from a school in town. I would sit under the mango tree and read them again and again. Even when pages were missing, I filled the gaps with my mind. Other children chased goats and played by the river. I read about cities, tall buildings, and girls who became doctors and lawyers. I did not know any doctor. I had never seen a lawyer. But I believed the books. One evening, my father called me. He did not smile. Achieng, he said, looking at the ground. You are going to the city. Your aunt will take you. That was all. No hug. No long talk. In our home, when something good happens, people celebrate. When something bad happens, people stay quiet. That night was very quiet. My stepmother packed my clothes in a small nylon bag. 2 dresses. 1 sweater. My books did not fit. I carried them in my hands. People in the village said I was blessed. You will eat bread every day, one woman said. You will sleep on a real bed, another added. But I had heard stories too. Girls sent to the city to help relatives. Girls who stopped going to school. Girls who became house helps instead of students. Some came back years later, different. Some never came back at all. The next morning, we took a matatu to town. It was my first time leaving the village. I watched the trees move fast outside the window. My heart was beating so loud I thought my aunt could hear it. When we reached the city, I saw buildings taller than any tree I had known. Cars everywhere. Noise everywhere. My aunt lived in a small apartment behind a busy road. It was not the big house I had imagined. She looked at me for a long time before speaking. You will stay here, she said. But you must be useful. Useful. That word followed me like a shadow. The first week, I woke up before everyone. I swept. I washed dishes. I fetched water. When I asked about school, my aunt said, we will see. At night, I lay on a thin mattress in the kitchen. I held my books close to my chest so they would not get wet from the leaking tap. I started to understand. Maybe I was not sent to the city to study. Maybe I was sent to survive. But every night, when everyone slept, I opened my torn books under the small kitchen light. I read in whispers. I promised myself one thing: no matter why I was sent away, I would not let my story end in that kitchen. I did not know how. I did not know when. But I knew this was not the end.